We'll begin with the faculty. You are welcome to offer words of encouragement, even questions to them about the nature of any dimension of the liturgy. So any of the faculty.
I wish to go first.
Yes, her deanship.
First of all, when I met you online, you didn't look this talented. So congratulations! What a powerful group you are, musically and theologically, and just the spirit of Holy Spirit tonight. So I appreciate that, and the careful metaphorical intent of what we witnessed tonight, and the way it was woven through the entirety of this, just told a story that was compelling and led to something that we can always keep. And I've never got anything from the bottom of cold water before. That was awesome. So thank you. It's just really well done and well put together. And where does this picture come from?
That is a Ukrainian artist named Anka Demchuk.
Awesome. Yes, thank you. So
Information in the back.
oh, I can't read. Oh.
Art pieces,
Yeah, I was, worshiping. So anyway, I was blessed by the theological interweavings of what I witnessed, but also by the personal nature of it. So, thank you.
I would say dovetailing on our dean's comments. I am grateful for the prayers that were in here. I don't know if you tapped a resource somewhere or if you wrote those yourselves, but those were wonderful prayers. They were deep prayers. They had profound content. And I appreciate I don't listen to contemporary Christian music a lot. Surprise, surprise.
Hip hop is more your jam.
I was pleased with your choices, which I had never heard before. And they didn't have the typical 3 chords or 4 chords. There was some unexpected chord progressions in there and just enough complexity that it made me appreciate it musically, because to me always the music is more important than the lyrics. I could care about lyrics. I just want
Thanks a lot, Greg.
Thank you very much for that.
All of our songwriters really appreciate it.
Did you harmonize any of the songs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, which one?
Yeah.
Which ones?
Yeah.
Well, Polly she did the sinless one, the Savior King. What is it? I don't know. Yeah, no, she did the chords for that one.
That's one I noticed.
And, yeah, she did with the key changes. I did the Near the Cross. And yeah, she did that.
Nice.
Actually, can the 3 of you turn your chairs this way because we're recording? So, yeah. You're embarrassed. You've been facing us the whole time.
As a person who is doing cross-cultural, I like to see twists that make that things stick in your mind, and rather than just a traditional. A lot of Adventist colleges were making sculptures for their as a main centerpiece on their campus, and we decided that we were going to do a sculpture of Jesus among us, with Jesus washing the feet of his disciples. But they gave a twist and nobody will forget. It's Jesus washing a black college student's feet with an Asian woman beside it and another white guy. So it's just not the regular thing. So I look in worship for these types of twists that makes me remember things. And to see a man baptizing a woman, Jesus, I thought was powerful.
Yeah.
I thought it was powerful. You could have twisted it around and said, well, it isn't Jesus. But you do that and it sticks with me. You know, and I just put myself, I told you earlier that I'm developing my femininity. You know, I did say that later. I just say a woman watching that and Jesus is like me. You know, some people may say it's heresy and all that, but they miss the point. And you did something there tonight that will make me remember. And what I remember also is that how the three of you got us to sing. Didn't it sound like it was twice this amount of people, the songs you chose, and without doing much, you just pulled some energy, and I think it's all that you put together to make this service so powerful. So I was delighted. I worshipped. Thank you.
Luke.
I think one of my favorite movies is Babette's Feast, and it's a story, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's and it's a story of 12 people who enter into a room expecting something simple, and they receive a feast. And that was it, and that's what it was. I mean, I came in here, and really from the opening riffs, I was fucking back tears. And once we began singing, you guys are so good. I am not a singer, so I felt like I was singing great. But I love the attention to detail. I mean, that painting slays me. Tommy had sent a copy of that to me earlier, a few months ago, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I was also just floored by the fonts you guys chose. And I know that's so simple, but it's so huge. Okay. You knew I was going to say it? No? Or
It's
you
important to me too.
Okay, good. Yeah, especially because it's easy to mix a bunch of fonts. You guys really didn't. This is basically the same font, but expressed differently. And I love those headings. You know, we speak of the Word of God as being living and active. And this font felt like we were moving in a direction, and this entire service felt the same way. I mean, it was just perfect from beginning to end. We could have prayed for 4 hours, so we cut it off just fine. But there was just a richness to it and an attention to detail. The way you shared leadership back and forth and beautifully entered into every single aspect. I just commend you for all that took place.
Very good.
Chaplain Nancy, anything for the good of the order?
Yeah, I mean, I echo all of these things that were shared. I just loved how you worked together. I saw you connecting, you're probably looking over it, I didn't, you all, Joanna?
Yeah.
And just, the way that you shared leadership, the beauty of that was lovely. I enjoyed tonight especially because, I'm a leader, I'm a church leader, and I rarely get to just totally have nothing to do in worship and be a part of the participation and entering into worship. And so you led so well that I didn't feel like I had to do anything except to participate and to worship. So thank you. It was absolutely.
Any of the rest of you? Jennifer.
As somebody who did this service with only 3 people as well, good job! I know it's hard, and like everybody said, you made it seem like there were a lot more people, but I also felt like each 3 just utilized your talents really well, and I really appreciated Polly's readings. I just appreciated hearing her voice, and Joanna, your reading, and the dueling pianos, like what? Like, that's great. I think that sometimes when we share gifts like that, it can feel as worship leaders kind of competitive, but you guys balance the piano so well. And that was really cool, because I could tell, you were doing that one thing, she was doing another, and then Tommy, who I feel like never talks, man, that was like, you're quiet, but like, just the song, I really loved hearing you sing that on the guitar, that was really sweet, and then your portrayal of John the Baptist, how you used the elements around you, you used the water, you took out the plant, and you crushed that plant. Like, you crushed
Did
it.
you plant that, or was it like?
They were by the window, I pulled them up.
Yeah, like, it felt like the word was coming alive there, because you could see the physicality of what he was talking about. And then, the biggest impactful thing for me, which was kind of small, but almost kind of complementary to what Pedrito said, but in a way kind of opposite, was the first song. I mean, you'll see what I mean. The Hold Our God, the end of that song, I don't know if you guys added this or if this is characteristic of the song. I never heard it before, but how the men said, "You will reign forever," and then the woman says, "Let your glory fill the earth." I think that in a culture that is trying to erase gender and these different boundaries, that instead you spoke truth into that and called that out, and especially the woman part, the glory filling the earth, much, echoing the Genesis and what women have the power to do to give life to the world. So I really, as a woman, I really appreciated that aspect, that we could celebrate and sing that together in unity of gender. So, thank you.
Can I ask one more question? The sending prayer, did you write that? Did you guys write that?
No.
Robert, what did
Some guy.
That's amazing. That's awesome.
Maurice.
Sometimes we are so busy with everything that we have going on. We forget that we all need each other. And so that moment of intercession was marvelous. It pulled in this corporate feeling that we're all here for the same reason and doing the same thing. So thank you for that. That was very meaningful. I too feel like I've worshiped.
This is like, I'm gonna explain it, but I love how I didn't know what the theme was right away. I feel like sometimes when we craft liturgies, we're like way too heavy-handed, and it's like, this is the theme, and kind of like, there's no room to like, welcome it in and I don't know, process, experience it. But throughout the whole service, it seeped in a deeper way than if you had kind of just like bashed us over the head with it. I don't know if that makes sense, but and so it felt like my body was worshiping, not just my brain, because the little details worked and the nuance worked, and I don't know if that's helpful, but yeah.
I think we could all probably brag on you guys all night long, because it was great and so full of joy, which I really appreciated. But I was gonna say that out there, Dr. Curry said there's only 3 of them, but they're a strong 3, and I was like, yeah, they are strong. Not kidding.
I appreciate the emotional part because, like the way you delivered, it was, we were talking today, Tommy said that, we had that conversation about you not being too emotional, but I think that you can say to that guy that he sucks, he doesn't understand what he's talking about.
That's an inside joke.
So it's just, you were so in it that I actually, I had tears in my eyes because it touched my heart. Thank you for that.
Yeah. You disproved yourself, Tom.
Yes,
Let
Maurice.
me just add one more thing. As a pastor, I didn't feel that I missed the sermon. It's very much included, so thank you for that too.
However, if we have 30 minutes, he'd be happy.
30 minutes is not enough.
This may seem like a small, well, it's not to me ever. The last page. demonstrates, one of the 8 foundational principles of Christian worship is hospitality. And there's a dimension of respect and hospitality here. Ken and Anthony helping to set up with sound, and Mira helping to print, and all of the other dimensions here of gratitude, that hasn't gone unnoticed. So thank you. Thank you for thanking those who contribute, because we are participating together. Anything else?
I also wish it would have kept going.
Yeah, sometimes it's a very, you have a feeling that you ate too much up to the service. And, we as students, we try to put everything we know in one thing, even if it should be short, but it's just too intense and you were like, too much. But it was just enough, and it was not heavy, and it was well
I think
accepted.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
good at,
Yes, because we stick to that 40 minutes.
Well, no, you let it breathe,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at, yeah.
Yeah, you weren't rushing us, I didn't think. But yet you were attentive to the time frame. So, that's not easy. That's a skill and an art. A reminder to faculty, to Chaplain Nancy, if you have other comments, including of the critical variety, send them to me. I'll be meeting with them on Tuesday afternoon to debrief, and I'll be happy to share these things. Your teacher.
Well, I just feel like we have a couple of guests here that we don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Oh, we're the mothers, we're Joanna's mothers.